Hello guys, today we're gonna be doing the election coverage here, so, I've been sort of covering it on Twitter. Turns out ABC News is probably not the best source, because they're cunts who lied about the House, and it's just not true. Oh, fuck me. Is that just... Oh no. Cox! Why? Oh no, that sucks. Sucks so hard right now. I really want Cox to win. I despise the Democrats and what they've done to my state. I mean, don't despise them personally. I just hate their entire party. But okay, so let's look at the governor race real quick here. We got Republican governors. Ron DeSantis, he won Florida so far. At least that's 91%. That's going to be Kay Ivey, who has won 60% to Walt Maddox. 87%, as you can see. Georgia. Okay. But I'm really kind of rooting for Cox here, because the Democrats have ruled my state for way too long, and it's just not, as good. It's actually a terrible state. We have 25% of the entire homeless population currently, and somebody's calling me. I will be right back in just a second. Okay, sorry about that interruption there. Okay, so we have, let's look at Oregon. Kate Brown has won 50%. Nevada, not really sure. Okay, we just got an update. Let's look at the, okay, so this is all the governor races and everything. Pennsylvania, Tom Wolf has won. New York, Andrew Cuomo. Okay. Well, these are all the Northeast, basically. Mostly votes Democrat, as we saw in previous elections, and including this one too. Let me just take a look. I apologize for this thing here. Yeah. Hey.
Were you lying about freaking California? Or going red or whatever?
Well, I'm not really lying. It did go red the last time I checked, but now I checked again, and it looks like it's going blue. It's still a pretty close race, as I see it. And I'm
So
right
when's it gonna end? Like the freaking election crap?
Well, as soon as all the votes are counted, that's basically when it's gonna end. But the polls did have extended, hours. Mostly in the Southwest. So, yeah.
Can I stay in the call? Because, I don't know, just...
Yeah, sure. I'm actually live streaming right now. Yeah, you can stay. Okay, so...
What's your name? I forgot.
Here, it's Mac is for Normies. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that interruption there. So let's look at the, apologize for any background noise here. Okay, so let's look at more of the governors. We got Mark Gordon for Wyoming at 67%.
Can you send me a link to that?
The entire thing?
Yeah, yeah.
YouTube channel or,
No, the thing, the map thing.
The map thing, hold on. Let me find it for you. Oh, world, that sucks. Cox has lost California, and it's now a safe blue state. But, I mean, at least we have 33%. Well, 34. It's almost, we're just going to round it off there. Hold on, let me send him a quick link. Ignore my username here. Here we go. So,
Thanks.
really sucks. I was really hoping California would turn red, but we are very close. I mean, closer than, we were last year. Well, last election, not last year. Greg Abbott, he won Texas at 55%. Then it's Lupe Valdez. We have, I can't, it's kind of hard for me to pronounce her name, but I'll try my best. Asa Hutchinson, I guess, yeah, she won 65%. Florida, Robert DeSantis.
You think? Oh, I don't know about Alaska, but you think that's gonna be?
Of course, dude, it's gonna be Republican. Actually, I don't think they're even. I'm not sure if they're voting this time. It seems not.
Says TBD. No idea what that is.
To be determined.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So let's now head into the U.S. House, where we have 173 seats for the Democrats and 166 seats for the Republicans. Now, it's expected that they will reach the 218-seat majority, but it's still uncertain. But as it looks, they might. I mean, to be honest, I'm a conservative, so I'm not really too. Again, my sincerest apologies. My power cable was knocked out, and
On your computer?
yeah, yeah. My sincerest apologies to anybody who's watching the live stream. Just probably nobody. Okay, so
What?
I don't know.
okay, so far we have 173 seats, and 166 seats in the House of Representatives. Then let's look at the state Senate. Oh, the U.S. Senate.
Whoop-de-doop.
Sorry. That's going to be 42 seats for the Democrats and 51 seats for the Republicans. Now, the Republicans did take the majority, so we basically ruled the Senate here, but it's still to be determined, as you can see. We also, let's look at the governors again. Yeah, okay. For Tennessee, we have Bill Lee, Republican. Okay, so we have Doug Ducey taking Arizona today. Looks like all the polls are mostly closed, except, except Maine. Maine is not closed yet. Very soon to be, though. Yeah, it's very soon closed. Take a look at my Twitter feed. That's notifications. Let's see. The Democrats have just retaken the House, and they're going to have a subpoena. Subpoena power, and they're going to make Trump's life a living hell, says Jake Tapper from CNN. Let's retweet that. I think that's actually a pretty nice tweet. Let's take a look at the Reagan Battalion tweeting out, "Wait, it's not over yet. It's so close. Trump won't win the district by 27%. The next time you want to accuse all Republicans of being racist, look at this result." At Stephen King. Steve King. I don't know why I said Stephen King. It's Steve King. May very well lose tonight in the reddest district, even if he wins it by a razor-thin margin. Yeah, so you see the data here. Steve King, 118,000 votes, 48%. J.D. Shalton, 188,000 also votes, but 48.7%. And then we have I believe this is a Libertarian. Is it a libertarian candidate? I'm not really that sure. Let's look down. Exit polls. Trump was a major factor in the midterms. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Sorry, liberals, liberal media, and Hollywood Beto lost. Okay, so Kavanaugh mattered. Got that. For the big five vulnerable Senate Democrats losing tonight. Donley. Okay, Donley. You guys see. You guys get the jizz here. Let's take a look at a tweet from Ben Shapiro. Shorter story of the night. The polling was basically right, and still nobody knows what the hell is going on. I would totally agree to that, actually. It's incredibly close. Let's zoom back out to the U.S. Oh, not U.S. Senate. What am I doing? The U.S. House of Representatives vote, and see who will take the House. So far, the Democrats are leading by 10 points. The Republicans are behind 10 points, which really sucks. But Alaska, Arizona, and a bunch of districts in California, let's look at California, are still to be determined. Like, oh, this is the House, okay. Like most, Eastern California, mainly desert, is usually the most conservative, but my county, LA County, where is that? I am actually district. I'm very close. There you go. I just had it up. Let's see who. It's not really my district, but I live around it. Julia Brownlee. She's a Democrat, 158.37%. District 24. Sold. Okay. Let's take a look at Texas right now. And see. Again, I apologize if I can't pronounce some of the words. I apologize. I just have a weird thing. Hard for me to do that. So you can see it's mostly conservative, but okay, everybody, I apologize again for doing this, but my power keeps going out for some odd reason, and I will work on fixing that in just a second here. It's not really that good, though. I don't know why my power keeps getting out, but should probably do something about that, just not today. Anyway, don't ever, watch ABC News, because they are cunts. Okay, everybody, I apologize again for doing this. Okay, let me stop that for here. Let me get to my creator studio. What am I doing on my channel? Hold on. I will fix this. Where is it? Live streaming. There we go. Okay, so we're pretty good here. Let's get back to our race here. Election 2018. Poll. Hold on. Bing. Huh, yeah. Laugh at me for using Bing, guys. Election 2018. Okay, so let's return to this. The U.S. Senate, as I said, we're leading in the U.S. Senate. We have the majority. There's 6 still to be determined. The U.S. House, I'm going to be watching this very closely. But we are 9 points. Actually, hold on. Is that 9 points? Yeah, around that. Leading, behind the Democrats. But there are still a bunch of states that are to be determined, such as Nevada. Actually, no. Nevada, I believe they have more polls incoming, but they have a whole bunch of little counties. But what district is this? That's District 4. Okay. This is at a national level. I would very much like to take a look at Florida, because that has been a battleground state for us. Here, where is it? Florida. Florida. I think I think I like skipped over it. Hold on, I apologize. Excuse my mental retardation, everybody. Wish I could just click on Florida. There we go. Cool. Yeah, we have Debbie Marcus leading in District 26. Then she's leading in all these blue Actually, no, not just her. You see, so this is basically the look of Florida on the House. Let's look. Oh, let's look at the Senate here. Lots of counties for Rick Scott. It was a very close. It was a very, very, very close election here. They I was observing them when they were both at 49%, and then both at 50. But then the final polls came in, and Rick Scott had won. But I was watching NBC News. Don't ever watch them during elections because they did lie about the House. They did lie about this. Let me get the notes I was taking here about the election. Okay, so the time when it was 156 to 157 in the House, they were reporting 208 to 179. 208 Democrat, 179 Republican. So the total sham, and I realized that when I saw Sinatra's tweet. Let's actually go on Twitter real quick here. So Daniel Bostic says, these numbers coming out, hashtag SC1, are absolutely bonkers. This district gave us Senator Tim Scott. It was a tailor made for Republicans. Will be huge blow to hashtag MAGA if Arlington loses his seat. Election night, okay. And let's go down. Florida governor and senator, Iowa governor, Ohio governor, and notable governor, swing state wins. There were lots of there were lots of flips to Democrat in this election, but it wasn't exactly the blue wave the left was looking for, you know. It was it was a very weak wave. They don't, even take control of the House all that much. Let's check the data once more just to confirm that. I try to be as accurate as possible. Let's just take a look. Yeah, they're only taken by 10 seats. So, I mean, we can still... This is mostly to be determined here, so... The Republicans might sweep in, but that'll be a giant surprise. But, I mean, I'm sort of here also predicting that the Democrats will take the House, but not by that much. They will take the House by only a tiny bit. Like, maybe by 1 or 2 seats. Yeah, and I would still like to see the governor maps here, so the Republicans have more governors. Then we have, yeah. There's not really that much for me to cover, but there are still a few to be determined states that are leading in Democratic governors, such as Minnesota and Maine. Also, but there are a bunch of states that are leading in Republican governors: Idaho, South Dakota, Iowa, and Georgia. Also, we can't forget that's not Rhode Island. I didn't mean to point out Rhode Island, Connecticut. But we will probably, take the seats for for the governors here. Oh God, Alaska. I'm not really sure if they are voting because it's a bit weird. I'm not really familiar with because they are a state, and not sure why they haven't voted that yet. Maybe the polls there just haven't opened yet. I'm not sure, but call me stupid. Yeah, let's go back to my Twitter feed here. You can see a nice little meme here. Let's retweet that. Republican Dan Crenshaw, target of SNL joke, wins Texas House seats. He won seat or whatever. It's actually... Oh, okay. Let's go down here. These are the predictions. I'll keep that up for you. Sort of like a little worksheet. Well, that's incredibly accurate, though. CRTV. Like, I should have watched your election coverage, but I'm too cheap and I didn't want to pay for their service, so... Yeah. But, I mean, I do support them. I think they are an amazing media company, and, yeah. Tree over party fools. Let's take a look at this. Lots of GOPers losing tonight. Kaufman, Blue had been critical of POTUS. Meanwhile, the next GOP House conference will be much more Trump supporting. Interesting. NBC and Fox call Texas Senate race. Here, pre-existing medical condition. Oh God. Sorry. You guys remember Elizabeth Warren? I just remembered her, and I'm 1024th% Native American. I identify as a Native American. Okay, the Panhandle, then Marco Rubio. By the way, I love his profile picture. Like, I just love it. He just like looks down on everybody, and it's kind of funny. To be completely honest with all you guys here. What? All the talk about Republican victories tonight does obscure the problem. Dems won in Wyoming, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. If Trump loses those states, he loses re-election. He is actually right. Now let's just check my Twitter notifications to see what's going on. And let's take a look back at the election. Okay, so Republicans are behind on 10 points, but we are still to be determined. But there are a few leading states for the Democrats and a few for Republicans. Actually, no, not states. I mean, districts. I don't know why I said states there. But let's look at Texas here. As you can see, the entire southern portion is primarily Democrat. I mean, there is a slow change from Democrat to Republican, to Democrat in Texas. It's gonna probably take a few elections, but I mean, the change is inevitable. But I hope it doesn't happen, but it might actually happen. Planning to move out of your state, never, ever, ever move to California. It is a terrible state. 25% of the world's homeless population, and it's not fun being here. Let's look at the U.S. Senate map. We only had Democrats, which kind of sucks. Let's take a look at Alaska.
Nikki, I think your mic muted on the stream.
Is it?
I think.
Hold on. This is weird. Hold on.
There it goes, never mind.
Okay, awesome. Who else is watching? Just out of interest like that. Actually, never mind. Okay, so let's just scroll down here and see who is winning, who won and lost. Let's see, majority of states are Republican, and there are many that are Democrat, but I'm still thinking this race will end up as this Republican majority, but it's still very unsure. But the Republicans are leading very highly in Idaho at 58%. 59 actually. I'm gonna round it off because it's a 99. 51 in South Dakota. 49. This one's actually quite close. To be honest, Iowa 50%. Just gonna round it off. It's very close. Yeah. 49.5%. Oh, this one is incredibly close. This one's actually quite frightening, actually. It's just so close. I'll be monitoring Wisconsin. Georgia 50. Oh. Looks like we just got an update. Awesome. Let's take a look at the House. Yeah, well, we're 9 points behind, but there are still a bunch of districts that are to be determined, as Montana, Idaho 1 and Idaho 2, California. I guess, this is gonna be, California District 8, which I believe is San Bernardino County, and a whole bunch of other counties. We also have a bunch of Texas to be determined, because there are some leading, the Republicans are leading there. The Maine is also leading, but it's actually quite close. Minnesota 53. The red wave is actually, it's mightier than the blue wave, because the blue wave only got control of or is getting control of the I don't know what, the House, and they basically are a bit weaker, because there will still be a lot of members from the Republican Party that will be in the House. But we're just gonna keep monitoring this and just quickly switch over to the Twitter feed. We got some Onion news. The amazing people at the Onion, who bring us fake news, and I love them. The NRA, North Carolina, congratulations. Rep. Ted Budd, at NRA member and supporter, have elected a true friend to represent them in Congress. Yes, they did. Miami Herald declares Rick Scott the winner of Florida's Senate race. It's nice. All the talk about Republican victories tonight does obscure the problem. Dems won't... Yeah, I already read that, and I forgot that I retweeted it. Didn't even see that. Ooh, this is very close. Very close. Nacho Senator. That's not good. Yeah. And who retweeted? Oh, Cassie Dillon. Actually, that's pretty good. Kind of mixed feelings on that. Let's just go down, and I'll let you guys sort of read what I have on my Twitter feed so far. On this beautiful night. We've already went down this, so let's just refresh the page here. And see. Nevada is taking forever to report results. Well, she ain't wrong. And I'm pretty sure Nevada will be Democrat, because there is a huge Hispanic population there. And the Hispanic vote matters. Lots of them work as... I mean, I'm not trying to be racist here. I'm just going to say it. Lots of them work as, maids and as, those people. Oh. And the Democrats are leading by 12... Actually, by 12 points than the Republicans, I believe. Is that 12? Yeah. Yeah, it should be around that. So... Yeah, we're just gonna monitor all these districts and everything to see. Actually, the Republicans are actually gaining up on the Democrats, except in California, because California is a very liberal area of the country. But we're just gonna check here. Also Maine. Maine's also a very liberal part. But Minnesota, it's very close. It's actually incredibly close. Like if once everything is counted, I'm pretty sure Maine will probably become Minnesota. Minnesota will probably be a blue state. But I mean, there is time to see. Hey, anything could happen. This is also pretty close, but also a bit far. 52%, 47. And we just got another update. Jude 85. Now, the Dems are leading by 11, but there is still time to see. But let's take a look at Hawaii. Let's see, that's Hawaii 2. Hawaii 1. 78. Yeah, most of it's Democrat. Which, it's pretty nice. Okay, let's see Utah. Very close for Utah. Let's take a look at this. Also very close for North Carolina, District 9. Incredibly. Let's look at Alaska, which they aren't even voting. Actually, they are voting. It's just not. They take forever. They always do. I mean, it's Alaska. Alabama, District 7, incredibly Democrat. It's because it was mainly their only choice. Bradley, Byron. Well, I mean, as always, Alabama's a conservative state. Let's take a look at New York. I'm just interested. I haven't really looked that much at New York. Very close on District 22. Let's take a look at... Also, I want to say close, but not that close on District 27. Let's take a look at Long Island here. Peter King leading so far. Incredibly close, actually. There's probably a gap of 2%. Because I'm just gonna round it off. Actually, yeah, round that. Let's go back to the national level here. And let's just take a look at the Senate, just to confirm. 42 seats for Democrats, 51 seats for Republicans. Now, this part here is still to be determined because of Nevada. And a whole bunch of other no-show states. Also, Rick Scott and Bill Nelson, very close. Incredibly close. Almost done reporting at 99%. I'm just interested to look at this one more time. And I'm going to go at the governor. Find the governor. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, I heard Ted Cruz won Texas. Like the Zodiac Killer himself. Yeah. I mean, so far, things are looking pretty bright for the Republicans, except on the House. Because the House, I believe, also will be controlled by the Democrats. But anything could happen on these elections. There could be lots of sways, especially in, almost uncounted districts. Like here, that's 65%, but it's 42% counted. Anything could basically happen. So, oh, and this area of California, this California District 8, it is counted 12%, and they have only Republican candidates, which, I mean, I disagree with the one-party system, but they're definitely better than the Democrats, especially in California, which is a state that has been ruined by Democrats. But we are turning a bit more and more conservative. Lots of people are actually moving out to states like Nevada, Idaho, Texas. Okay. I will refresh my Twitter and see. That's good, dude. It's good. I'm gonna retweet that now. Gonna steal your meme. Okay. Looks like is that CRTV?
Up so far this evening, 6 seats remaining. Wolf and Jake.
Let's take a look at this the 6 seats that are remaining on my computer here. Right now, we see that Democrats have managed to hold on to West Virginia and New Jersey. You see them on the left side of the screen. On the right side of the screen, Tennessee stayed Republican, Texas stayed Republican. Democrats have lost Missouri, North Dakota, and Indiana. One might observe also, by the way, that all 3 of these Senate Democrats voted against Brett Kavanaugh for the Supreme Court. We still don't know what's going to happen with John Tester in Montana, but that does perhaps say something about Democrats in Republican states or in Trump-winning states. So right now, Republicans they've won control of the Senate. So now the question is, how big is the margin going to be? Let's give let's say that the current vote totals hold up, and Republicans win Florida. Let's say that the current vote totals hold up, and Republicans win Arizona. Let's give Mississippi a special election that's probably going to happen in a runoff. Look at that, 54 votes, and I'm still not even factoring in what could happen in Nevada or Montana. I mean, Republicans are having a very, very good night in the Senate.
Mitch McConnell is watching right now, probably, and smiling from ear to ear because he worked incredibly hard alongside with the president, and that.
Okay, so just wanted to show you guys that little report there on my Twitter feed. Did I already retweet? Okay, cool. I retweeted that. Let's just take a look at the viewers here. Only 2. It's a pretty sad world. Let's just take a look at the data once more. For the U.S. Senate, 42 seats for the Democrats, 51 seats for the Republicans. But Nevada and Alaska are still to be determined. Actually, Alaska doesn't vote. This is the Senate. U.S. House of Representatives. Nevada is also to be determined, and Alaska. But they usually take a long time, as I said before, to put in all their polling data. Kind of weird for Nevada. Not that weird for Alaska, but weird for Nevada. Because they are very close. Let's continue watching the House race. The Democrats are definitely going in really aggressively, leading. It's doesn't look a bit too good for Republicans right now. But we'll see. I'll send a congratulatory tweet to the Democrats for winning the House if they do win. Yeah, I'll do that. Let's check Twitter feed. Let's refresh it. Let's see. Get ready for the 2020 nightmare scenario. Trump wins Wyoming, loses Michigan and Pennsylvania, and loses all 4 votes in Michigan election. Thrown to the House, President over Nancy Pelosi. I hate her. I really hate her. I hate Nancy Pelosi. She sucks. But I mean, Ben Shapiro, he's incredibly anti-Trump, which I really hate about him. I mean, I do disagree with him on a few things. Mostly it's about Trump, because I think Trump is probably one of the best presidents so far. But he gets funded by oil companies and shell companies, which kind of does make him a little bit corrupt, and I really don't trust him as much as I used to. Okay, let's look at Daniel Bostic here. I've been warning contacts and insiders for months that the hashtag ST1 was not a foregone conclusion. Carlton County won't carry Arlington to victory. Arlington. Sorry, I don't know why I said Arlington. It's Arlington. 792 votes in 2016, and Cunningham will pick more votes from Charleston County. Now let's look at, this is the, I believe, Senate. Is this the Senate? I believe it is. Oh, this is the governor. Governor. Governator. Governator. Yeah. Governor faces. Colorado governor race has been called for. Oklahoma. Sooner vote to protect gun rights. Thanks NRA members for supporters in Oklahoma for coming out in support. South Korea warns Japan in a wartime forced labor. That's Reuters top news. Sticker. That's actually a really good sticker. I would love to get that as soon as I am able to vote. I wanted to tweet this, not show the not show the thread. Apologize, cannot speak today. Bound to lose more. It's actually pretty good. We're still not sure if we need some tonight. They are doing a I believe hot takes. They do like a podcast. They're doing one on the election tonight. South Carolina, congratulations, Governor Henry McMaster, on your re-election. The men and women of the NRA, thank you for defending our Second Amendment freedoms. Going to retweet that. I think I was the only person in the GOP who was worried about the okay, he keeps tweeting about this. I mean, can't blame him, but I'll retweet it just to be nice. Because he has been talking about it way too much. Far left Democrat Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters will be leadership roles in the U.S. Senate. That's cute, actually. I'm going to retweet that. Indeed, God bless America. Congratulations, Kim Reynolds, IA. Your unapologetic support for our Second Amendment rights made us all different. Made the difference in this race. It's nice. Okay, let's take a look at the data once more. 192. This is starting to worry me a lot, actually. We're already gonna lose. We're gonna lose. You know, we are. It sucks. Yeah, at least we have the Senate. You know. Oh, just wanna. Not Mississippi. At least we have the Senate, but the House is a major, you know, liability now for the Trump administration. But I really hope that somehow this will turn around, even though it's incredibly unlikely. There, you know, is still some degree of hope for this. So guess we'll just have to sit here and wait for all the results, and we will go on to Twitter and find more interesting things. Let's refresh my Twitter page and we shall go diving. Breaking history will be made tonight. Republican will be the next governor of South Dakota. Man, this is really nice. Just give me a second. Okay. Apologize. Yeah. We're going to find, you know, videos now on YouTube about elections and about the results. CNN, did we already watch this? Very, very good tonight. Nice. Gonna retweet that. Pretty sure we already seen it, but let's go onto YouTube and find election specials and talk about them. This is CBS. Don't ever trust ABC and CNN because they suck. They all suck ass. Let's look at Fox News. I really don't trust them as much too, but they are an okay media corporation. They aren't as bad, but they aren't as good either. It's basically just live coverage of the wins and the race currently in this. Yes. A Spooky Lizard, I apologize. Can you please send me a link of the live stream? Let's go on to YouTube and watch some. This is PBS NewsHour.
They were able to do that sort of by picking a couple of mutual interest issues. I think healthcare, again, is going to be the way they try to do that. Does that make any sense?
It did.
Okay.
It did. And for everyone.
Wait, what?
Can you please send me a link of the live stream?
What live stream? The one yours?
Yeah. Thank you. Too lazy to do that. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna tweet that out because I have nothing else to do. See. I'm just gonna take a look at my analytics real quick because I am shameless social media addict. Just kidding. I don't really go on there too much, but let's look at analytics. Let's view all active tweets. Okay, so 4 people have already seen it, and I've been getting not such great, views on my tweets.
Maybe advertise it on Discord.
Yeah, but it's already too late for that. Like, everything, the polls are about to come to a close very soon. Probably within an hour or so. So, guess I can still, advertise, you're right. But, okay. This is political Discord server, something else. I'm working on marketing currently on here, but let's head to ignore all these. These are just jokes. These are not actual, servers. But there is usually some juicy stuff on politics in poll. But they're probably get off now because there is lots of offensive stuff on there. I'm not afraid of offending people. I just want to get my account banned. Yeah, so let's go back to Twitter and refresh. Okay. So I'm just gonna. Right now, Democrat Katie Hill is leading Republican Steve Knight by just 56 votes for the California 25th District House seat. Yeah. Yes. What else? What else? Okay, Pete's Trooper. We got a huge win there, as they say. Oh god, that scared me. Yeah, Eric Trump retweeted the American flag. It's pretty nice. I'll just scroll down and see what I can report on here. Actually, let's take a look at the House real quick. And the race between the Democrats and the Republicans. So the House is going to be Democrat. So there's no surprise there. We already have 51 seats and they have 42 on here. I wonder if they recently just updated it. So still to be determined in Florida and Arizona and in Maine. Yes. Also Bernie Sanders, National Socialist Party. not National Socialist, the Democratic Socialist Party. Actually, he runs on that too. Sorry, can you mute? Never mind.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks, sorry. We got... Let's take a look at Alaska and see if they're putting in... No, they're not. California. Let's take a look at some other states. Let's take a look at... Oh, yeah, sure, Connecticut. Why not? But it's mostly Democrat. That's for the U.S. House. Delaware has only one district. Also a Democrat. Florida. It was a very close. It was incredibly close. There are still some counties that I believe are to be, determined here. Georgia, two districts to be determined. Let's look at this. New Mexico, west southwest. Okay. Deborah Holland 1. It says 3 districts. District 1, Democrat. This one, bit close, but not that close. And I can see a projected win for the Republicans. New York. We already took a look at this state, but District 27 is still leading in Republican, which it's only 81%, which it might be flopped. But if this is 100%, why isn't it confirmed yet? It's very close, though. It's very close. North Carolina. Okay. The Carolinas, they're mostly conservative, but there are some Democrats that are in that area. Oh, Butterfield, huh? That's interesting. Yeah, so it's mostly all Republican. Oh, North Dakota, yeah, it's one district Republican. As always, states are usually Republican. I wanted to take a look at South Carolina. Where is that? Okay. Never mind. I'll go on to Ohio. District 9, Democrat. District 11, Democrat. District 14. Everything seems to be Democrat here, Republican here, except these few districts. There are a bunch of tiny little districts in this area, and I believe 2 tiny little districts in this area, but mostly it's all Republican, as you can see. Oklahoma, all Republican except around the big cities, but I'm not sure. District 5, Democrat. Yeah. Is this still District 5, or I thought it was 2 districts for some reason. Okay, mostly it's all Republican. Oh. Oregon. Coastline, as always, is usually all Democrat, because that's where most Democrats like to live, near the coast and in big cities. So the Republicans are taking control of the rural areas there. Pennsylvania. It was a very close state today for, I believe, the governors. Actually, hold on, was it governors? Was it not governors? I think it was for the Senate. Fight for the Senate, right? Yeah. It was a very close state for that. And now it's, yeah. Let's go down to Rhode Island, the smallest state in the union. Has only 2 districts, but they all voted Democrat. South Carolina, District 4, District 5. Mostly this entire area off here, which is more rural, is mainly Republican. But then once we get into the more coastline areas, it's usually Democrat. South Dakota, 1 district, Republican. Here we only have.
Dude, I'm gonna leave. Just call me if something, like, of whoever wins.
Okay, we'll see you, dude.
Alright, see ya.
Yeah. Okay, so we got District 9, sort of, also Democrat, actually won by a large margin, only, actually 79 to 80%, and only 19.3% for the Republican. Jim Cooper won this 67.85%, and as you can see, it's mostly all Republican. Now, Texas, like, lots of people, including myself, think it will be a blue state, safe blue state by the 2024 election. And, I mean, if you take a look at this map, it's mostly actually quite true, as you can see. Mostly, at least. Okay, now let's go down to Utah. Still a to be determined state. Well, polls haven't completely closed yet, and they haven't reported completely. Ben Adams, this area around, I want to say this is Salt Lake City, I believe, right? Yeah, mostly it's all Democrat, but then we have mostly Republican. Vermont, all Democrat, except at 4.8%. It's only 1 district. Virginia. As you can see, the sort of western part here, it's mostly Republican, but there are still some Democratic parts around Virginia, as you can see more by the coast or by the side. Washington, state of Washington, not Washington, D.C. As you can see, the entire Seattle area here is mostly the entire Bay Area here is mostly Democrat. But it's because there are lots of big cities around this area. But this is still to be determined area here. But it's, as you can see, it's being led by a Republican. This is currently being led by a Democrat. But anything can happen here. Anything can happen anywhere, except in, I guess, the House. Oh, this is the first time. Like, this state is completely West Virginia. It is completely Republican. Not a single trace for Democratic districts. Wisconsin. Lots of Democrats on the western side. Yeah, lots of Republicans as well. Looks to be really nice. Rural areas are usually more Republican. And Wyoming, the smallest, the least densely populated state in the entire union, with only 500,000 people, got a Republican to be in the House. Now let's take a look at Hawaii real quick, just one more time. All Democrat. Georgia. I think we already took a look at these states. Florida. I think we took a look at Colorado yet. So you can see around the Denver area, it's all mostly Democrat, and that's usually why it's sometimes a blue state, sometimes a red state. But sort of a swing state. I think it was. I think it was a swing state. I may be wrong, but Because you can see it's mostly all Republican. California, we already took a look at this, my home state. Lots of Democrats and a very sizable amount of Republicans, a respectable amount. Yeah, let's take a look at this nationally real quick, just to see the majority seats. Kind of sad that the Democrats are going to be winning, but not by a large margin, maybe by 1 or 2 seats. So, yeah, it's not exactly the blue wave they've been expecting, but for them, it's welcome. Yeah. Let's take a look at the dashboard and see who's watching, because that's, I guess, only me, but this video might, be up more soon. Let's go on to YouTube real quick.
Out there again, you're too.
Way to do.
That scared me. Shit. Let's look at
People.
And what it is and what it tells us is this country is still deeply divided. I know that's going to be bulletin information when I tell you that, but it is. And we knew that going in. And now, when you stop and think about what's happened here, it pretty much came out the way the pollsters told us it was going to come out. I wasn't sure I believed them, but now I wanted to wait and see. We didn't think that the Democrats probably were going to take the Senate.
That's right.
They didn't. And we thought there was a good chance that they would take the majority in the House. And they did.
Yeah, and look, they took the majority in the House, and also think about what else is on the president's agenda, and that's changing things around in his own house, the White House. We're going to see a lot of people coming and going. Jeff Sessions is expected to be replaced at some point. Rod Rosenstein, his name has also been discussed. So he will be making some personnel changes that could impact the way Congress, the way the Senate react as well.
But Bob, to John's question earlier about the relationship that the president is now going to have with the likely former and future Speaker of the House. He said things about Nancy Pelosi, of course, in tweets, some very tough things at times. What is the separation going to be then is the question between what he says there and what the work he's willing or not willing to do behind the scenes, or that she is, to potentially do deals.
Well, he said nice things about Ted Cruz tonight, and during this campaign, he said some very unnice things about Ted Cruz back during the campaign. I think trying to predict what Donald Trump is going to say on any particular issue, we talk about the 24/7 news cycle. In Donald Trump's mind, it's a 1-hour news cycle. I mean, the first 15 minutes may have nothing to do with what he says in the second 15 minutes, and probably had nothing to do with what he said in the previous 15 minutes. So, I think what's going to happen, I think that Congress is going to remain in gridlock. I don't think much of anything is going to get done, and I think it's going to be a while before it does.
Well, I hope that's not true. Nancy Pelosi had said earlier tonight that she wants unity, that she's reaching out, that she wants unity. The president has said on occasion that he too wants unity, that he doesn't want a divided
So do
nation.
Look, there was one unifying message from the exit polls tonight in this divided America. 8 out of 10 voters said they want more women elected to power, political power, and they got it. Take a look. That is one of the storylines we have been following tonight.
I think it's wonderful.
Yes, total wins so far, 106 total women wins so far, 88 in the House, 11 in the Senate, and 7 in the governor's race. And we could have, for the first time, more than 100 women in the United States House of Representatives.
And there's pay parity. Men and women all get paid the same in those jobs. Not like in a lot of other places.
But look, you're right, Nora. We could have another first. It looks like we'll have the first female governor of South Dakota, and that's Kristi Noem, Republican. She'd been endorsed by the vice president, Ivanka Trump, had been supporting her as well. So it's not just Democrat women.
Yes.
No, I'm back. I would just check on the analytics here. That's 200 seats for the Democrats. We are still, sorry. We are still like 17 seats behind, which kind of sucks, but the Democrats will take it. I'm just gonna say that it's already a confirmed, win for the Democrats, but not in the way they want to. But I just really want to check the U.S. Senate numbers one more time. 51 seats, we are still the majority, but there are still 6 to be determined. And there is 1 seat for what party is that? What party is that? Bernie Sanders for the National, actually not, why am I saying National Socialism? I mean, Democratic Socialism Party, which is a terrible party. In my opinion, at least. You can think whatever you want. This is a free country. But, yeah. The state was mostly taken by the leftists, by Sanders. Yeah. Okay, with that, I will return us from our Twitter coverage here and just take some time to refresh things and look at our analytics, because I'm a social media addict who is a content. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna probably get my pay for tweets to be advertise them a little bit. I'm just too lazy to do that today. My card is frozen. Yeah, let's go back to my Twitter feed and check it. Students for Trump. Bunch of others. Wall Street futures up for Democrats capture U.S. House. Google reveal political ad removal data. Yes. Well, it's been nice talking about this. I would totally do this in the 2020 election special, and I will try my best to continue covering politics, as I do enjoy talking about. So I will leave you guys with my predictions here. The Democrats are going to take the House. There is zero hope for the Republican Party in the House. We did take the Senate, but the votes still have to be counted by Nevada and Alaska. So it's still up for grabs, but the House will be taken by Dems, and we do own the Senate. We do have the Senate right now, so, which is really nice. By the way, don't make the same mistake as I did. Don't look at ABC. They did lie about the House. They were saying bogus numbers, but they were right about the Senate. So I will leave you guys off with that. Thanks for watching. Remember to leave a like and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter for political news and updates. Yeah, it's been nice. Have a great day, guys.